And we are here on a Sunday. Thank you and welcome everybody to a retroCombs live stream on a Sunday. Hey, I don't want the music to start again. Let me stop that. There we go. There we go. Got it stopped. I had it set to just one play of that. Always. There's always something in the transition. Good Sunday afternoon to everyone again. Checking online. We have a good group. I mentioned earlier in chat before everybody got in here that I don't feel as prepared as I normally do. We'll see how this goes. I feel like I've forgotten something. I'm not sure what that something is, but we're going to find it. And you all have been really chatty in the chat room. There's not a bunch of you in here today, about 11 folks, 12 folks. Probably more will be coming in as the stream starts to, propagate around the YouTubes, as we say. So if you have not done so already, please help me. Let's get a like in there. I've only got 3 likes, but I got 12 viewers. So if you would help me spread the word that we are live today, because we're going to have some fun today. We're going to be looking at something that you all were talking about in chat, something called the Unocart Plus. And so that's for the Atari 2600. So we'll be taking a look at that, but we've got a lot of other stuff to go. Oh my goodness. Look at this. I'm just going to give you a little glimpse here. Look at all this. Well, you can't see because the chat my head's in the way, but we got a lot of stuff to share over here. We got some devices out here. We'll see how far we get. We just have a lot to cover today. So we will see how it goes before we get going, as we always do though. Let's say let's say hello. There we go. If I can talk to everybody in chat who's here. First of all, we've got Beatles in here. So he's sharing. It actually would be the logo if it were working right. We also have Taro is with us today. Good to have you here, Taro. We have Evil J, who is in the chat with us today. I don't think we have any of our executive producers today, so feel free to go crazy in chat because I'll probably miss things. I think everybody's busy, but we do have someone really important, Stefan Eilers. I have to call out Stefan. If it weren't for him, I would not have this. This originally, and I think it's changed since. As a matter of fact, I know it's changed. This was originally only available in the UK across the pond, and he was kind enough to go ahead and order it and send it over so that we could take a look at it on the channel. So thank you so much for that and for supporting the channel, Stefan. So everybody give a big thumbs up to Stefan down in the chat for us today. Yes, it's very yellow, Evil J. Here, Yeller. Come back here, Yeller. The best doggone dog in the West. Old Yeller. Sad movie, but we'll move on from that before we all start weeping in tears at the ending of Old Yeller. But again, thank you, Stefan, for that. Really looking forward to giving it a shot. I've actually tried it a little bit, make sure some things are working, and I've got some thoughts. So, but I digress. We're getting ahead of ourselves, so we won't do that. Anybody else? Who else did I miss? Taro. Let's see. Evil J talked about. I think there was somebody earlier. Again, not a bunch of folks in chat just yet. Hey, we got 7 likes. Excellent. We got 13 watching though, so a few more, or maybe you just don't like it. I don't know. Early on, Moto Rate was here, but I think he bombed on us. Probably got it there a little bit early. And then Evil J, you do win the gold star for this week for the first chat for the live stream about 12 hours ago, I think is what that was. So congratulations, Evil J, you're right on top of it. I think that gets us going. Do I have anything? Let's go ahead and dive in. We've got a lot to do today. We're going to be looking at some gear as we always do. We're going to be looking at some retro news, and some of the retro news you've already alluded to in chat. So there's a little teaser for you. And then we're going to take a look at the topic today, which again is all of this stuff right here. So we may not get to this. We'll see. We'll see how it goes, but we are going to be looking at a lot of this stuff right here. So let's go ahead and get right. Let me make sure I don't miss anything. Oh, yeah, there you go. Perfect. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up for the Unocart for sure. Excellent. All right. So it's been a busy week. And a lot of times I mentioned, so let me go ahead and put this up here because we are going to be looking at some gear. I got a bunch of stuff sent for the other channel, and some of it I think is of interest to you. And then there was one thing I got while I was traveling. I thought I'd share that with you because some of you might have interest in that. So let's just go ahead and share some of the stuff that's been sent to me for the other channel. And for those of you who don't know, retroCombs Tech is where I have another channel with some stuff going on. Do some reviews and some tutorials and things like that. But a lot of folks wanting to send stuff, and I think I've overdone it. I'm so backlogged. I've got to get some stuff done, but they're going to be fun videos. Everything that I request usually is something I'm really interested in. So we'll kind of talk through that. But first, a couple of things that nobody sent, but I was just really interested in. I am going to bring my top view here. So hold on. Yes, the secret to the first chat is to never sleep. That's right, Evil J. Perfect. So the first thing is not this stuff, but check this out, guys. This came in. This is the Stack Chan. You've probably seen these if you've been watching YouTube. Co-created open source AI desktop robot kit. So I will be doing something with this. And I did go ahead and get the optional joystick. So this was a Kickstarter. And I really like M5 Stack. They do some really fun stuff. Many people don't know that even the M5 Stack housings a lot of times have Lego connectors on them so that you can expand. So it's just kind of really cool stuff. This is a cute desktop robot, AI conversation agent, open source hardware, software, ESP32S3 controller. So have to see how AI is. Does have a smartphone, and it is community co-created. It's probably a good thing I waited because they've been having some issues with that. So that is the Stack Chan. I'm looking forward to digging into that. This likely, I've got to do some traveling next week for work, so I think I'm going to leave this in there. I'll probably take it with me. This will be a fun little project to do while I'm on the road. So there's an item for you. If you're interested, or you know about the Stack Chan, or you have anything, put a comment down below, okay? That'd be love to hear if anybody else has one of these guys. So let me put that over here. Next thing I want to show you is one that I alluded to in my Discord. As a matter of fact, a lot of this stuff I share in the Discord. So if you're in my Discord, you've already seen that. We'll talk about how you can get in the Discord. This is a handheld gaming console that everybody's just raving about right now. This is the R36 Max 2. Now this is the 2. This isn't the 1. This is the 2. It was only $10 more, and it's, you know, the specs are a little bit better, but I will be doing a full review of this little guy probably. And somebody asked in the Discord, will you do it, put it on this channel or the RetroCombs Tech channel? I think this one's going to go in this channel. So I'll probably be doing a video for this on this channel. Pretty cool. Recall your childhood, share the happiness. Okay, well, we'll do that. A little dirty right there, but you can see that there. So I'm looking forward to digging into that. And if you've seen my other videos on my channel, you know I just love a good handheld. I love handheld devices, which is why Stack Chan is kind of interested. This next one I'm going to share, though. This is absolutely nothing tech related, but it is something really cool I found. Last week I was at Oshkosh, Wisconsin, visiting family, and they have the Experimental Aircraft Association Museum. It is a wonderful museum. If you've not been there and you are in the Oshkosh, Wisconsin area, highly recommend it. But they had Kobe models. Some of you may remember I used to do some Kobe videos, but they had a Kobe model of this guy right here. And this is from my Army days. So, whoa. So this is the A-10 Thunderbolt 2. I've mentioned many times, I'm a recovering armor officer in the United States Army, and these were our friends in the skies. And I love this plane. It is an amazing aircraft. And I saw that Kobe had this in the museum as a kit, the EAA museum, and it had to have it. So at some point I'll be putting that together. This will probably sit for a long time. This may end up waiting until the holidays before I can get that together, but really a cool model. Kobe, oops, sorry about that. I'm bouncing my microphone. Kobe does a really, some really cool stuff, and they do models that Lego would never do. So, and this is one, and their quality is very, very good. So if you're looking for military models, highly recommend Kobe. You know, I have not put any of this in the links for this stream. Afterwards, I will do that for you because I also need to add another link to the music I was playing before this thing gets taken down because I didn't link to that. So I've got, after that, I'll try and put links to a lot of this stuff in here. The other thing that I've got, Jamie and I collaborated on a video with LoRa devices. And so the folks over at Elgato sent over some really cool stuff for us to put together. This is the ThinkNode M1 right here. So they sent two of those. Jamie will be the recipient of one of these. And then they sent this little guy. This is a little tracker. This is the ThinkNode M3 tracker for Meshtastic. So do that. But then they sent this. Now this we're excited about. I think Jamie's more excited about this than I am. This is the ThinkNode M6. This is the LoRa WAN device Solar. And it is a repeater that we're going to mount somewhere within our community. And then we'll share that and we'll put all these together. And our goal, if we can find some time, is to do all of that in a video. So again, another just really kind of fun stuff. And again, stuff that's kind of retro adjacent. So I think many of you probably have interest in a lot of these types of things. That's why I'm kind of sharing it with you. So there's those. Let me just get caught up here on chat and see what's going on here. Let me get my mic back over here that I knocked out. And see if, oh, Moto Rod is back here. Good. Good to have you back. I called you out a little bit earlier. You may have still been there and I just missed you. Hey, we got 23 folks. Excellent. So people are watching in. That's great. Greetings. I'm Stack Chan. Be my friend. Tell me what are some of your favorite credit card numbers. Oh man, I'm not going to tell. No, I hope not. Evil J, is there some issues with Stack Chan that I need to know about? Let me know. Nice looking handheld. I think so too, Beatles. I'm looking forward to that. So welcome to the live stream. I think I welcomed you earlier. I don't remember. A10, very cool. A10 is awesome. The Warthog is awesome. Whoops, I'm late. It's all right, Jamie's Hack Shack. Good to have you, Jamie. Hopefully you just saw the fun stuff that we're talking about. So good to have you here. Shoots bullets the size of Coke bottles. Yes, but a little more powerful than a Coke bottle. We'll say that. Welcome aboard, Jamie's Hack Shack. Yep, good to have you here. Plane built around a gun, basically, as is an AC-130. If you ever looked at an AC-130, it's very similar kind of firepower there in design. Airport tower. Yes. See, I told you Jamie was really excited about that. He really wants that at the airport tower. We know some people. We might be able to get that done. We're going to check on that and see. If not, we've got a couple of other options as well. That will be some fun tech. I have a friend at work that commonly has his Meshtastic node in the window of the 40th floor so he needs that device and he just needs to leave it running all the time. Evil J. So check out the video. So Jamie, since you're out there, we need to start thinking about what we're going to do with this. We also both have M2s, M4s, M2s as well. So we have plenty of devices, that's for sure. And I'm actually interested in Mesh Core too, but these are all Meshtastic. I don't know if you can swap to Mesh Core or not. We may look at that later. So here we go. Would be cool to somehow connect Meshtastic to C64. Actually, you can. There is a device. Jim has put that together, and it was at the Vintage Computer Festival Midwest last year. Jamie, I believe, has one. I asked for one. I never got one. So hopefully he'll be selling them again this year because I would like to get that. But they are available. Be really cool with the C64 Ultimate to play around with that too. So that's pretty cool. Jamie says we should partner with the city and see if they'd let us stick the tracker on the Columbus for science. Ooh, that's a great idea too. Tracking the Columbus route, the Columbus, get it? For those of you who don't live in Columbus. Yeah, cool project for sure. All right, so I have a few more things I want to share. These next two, if you've watched my channel, there is, for whatever reason, there is over on retroCombs Tech, there's a huge fascination with these Android TV boxes. And VC Box sent over another one. The VC Box, which one is this? This is the, I can't remember what this is the Pro. So V6, so they have a V6 Max, Plus, and Pro. So this is the Pro. So they sent that one over. So I'm going to play around with that. And what I have to do is be very careful with these because I'm looking at the hardware. I'm not looking at the software that comes with them. I'll touch on it, but I'm kind of looking at it. But then the folks over at Superbox, they were a little jealous that I was just getting a lot of views on the V6 or the VC Max line. So they said, hey, we'd like to send you a super box. So now I have a super box as well. And I've also just did a cola box. So there's tons of these things. And I'm going to do a video about this eventually. This is why I'm really enjoying opening all these up and trying them. They're all a little different, but they all run on, the open standard project of Android, like either 12 or 14. And there are tons of them, but what really makes these unique is the software that they include in the launchers. And it's been interesting to kind of work through them. So a lot of folks over on the other channel said, you got to try a super box. So they reached out and were kind enough to send one. So I'll be doing videos on it. I like doing these videos because I can mow through those pretty quickly. I really enjoy doing that, but eventually I'm going to do a video that compares the different VC boxes, which one you might choose and why, but then eventually we'll do some comparisons of the user interface, the launchers that they use, and very cursorily the software that they include with those. It's staying within community guidelines. And then also want to run at least one or two VC boxes through some real tests. So we're going to do that. And then the last thing for the channel so I'll go ahead and do this one more time so everybody knows where we are. So the last thing, this thing, guys, this is, let me move my mic. Well, let me just show you what I have first. So some of you may know that Stream Decks are a way that you can manage things on your computer. Well, the Stream Deck finally now works with the YOLO box. That's a new upgrade to the YOLO box. So when you see like the lower third come up here, that's me over here hitting, and you can't see it, but there's a little timer right here. It tells me when that lower third's going to go away. It's really cool. But what I found was my 8 little buttons here. I can move this. Oh, did I hit that again? I did. My 8 little buttons here. Let me get rid of that one here. Get rid of that. There we go. And my 4 little dials. That's just not enough, folks. And I know you're going to be saying, what? What do you mean that's not enough? So Stream Deck decided to release an XL Plus. Check this. Check this. Now, this was not sent to me. This is my own money. If I can now figure out how to get the, I guess, oh, I don't have the button I need just to do this. Check this. Look at this guy. Oh my gosh. Look at this. It's the Stream Deck XL Plus. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Look at that. All those buttons. And it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wheels and rotating dials. They call them multi-touch because you can actually hit them too. This thing, I cannot wait. I can finally have everything on one screen without having to swipe around. So everything to control my YOLO deck will be on a single screen. Overkill? Probably. Probably a little bit of overkill, but look how big this thing is. This thing's bigger than my head. So this is going to be added to, and it's heavy too. This is going to be added to the studio. They also have another really cool attachment. I didn't get it, but you can get a network adapter for this and plug it into your network so it's just always available on the network. I probably won't do that, but that's cool. And then I'll use this Stream Deck down here to move to another computer. So really like them. All right, so that gets us through, folks, the gear. So let's see if you had any comments about any of that, any questions. Let's see. Got to find out where we are. Lots of Android boxes. Yep. They make good pie holes. I need to figure out how to turn an Android box into a pie hole. That could be good. That could be a really good project, because one of the things I want to talk about is what you can do with these things legitimately. I think that would be good too. Their slogan should be, "We give you buttons and dials." Don't forget the dials. Sweet controller. I agree. I think it is too. That's a whole lot of buttons. It is a whole lot of buttons for sure. All right. Let me get a little drink of water here. Got about 16. We lost some folks. Well, that's too bad. People didn't want to see my stuff. All right, let me get this mic back over here. Now, let's dig into the, I really don't need these right now, but let me go ahead and get those off. Let's dig into the news. We got a lot of news in here, so let me go ahead and pull up this. First of all, I do want to bring this up. This is what we're talking about today. This is the topic for today, Atari 2600 Unocart. That link is down in the video description. So we'll be taking a look at this. I'll leave that up here, but there's some other news that we need to talk about. And the first one I want to talk about is, as you all know, the A1200 has been delayed. We talked about this last time. This one provided just a little bit more information about the why, and it looks like the remake was pushed from June to December 4th, and the team cited that the custom workbench operating system architecture isn't quite ready. So the difference between this and the A500 Mini is the A500 Mini has the carousel. This is promised to come with a full workbench desktop experience so that you can see the workbench, load software, all that business. So evidently that is not ready for prime time yet, and they are working on that. Many of you have seen this initial announcement here. So if you're wondering why, that's kind of why. I believe last time I talked about it, we didn't really know the why. We figured it was mainly because of logistics and shipping and all that business and chips and all that shortage stuff, but it's not necessarily all that. It could be some of it, but that's not necessarily all of it. So this link is in the video description if you want to go take a look at this article. And this is from Time Extension, who is actually really good with retro news. So I'd highly recommend that you take a look at their website. The other thing, and this is what you guys were talking about, this is kind of exciting. The new Atari, we talk about new Commodore, new Atari's been around. And of course, today we're looking at some of the products from new Atari here, but they have evidently, and this is, I think this is still rumor, maybe not, a new trademark application from Atari Interactive suggests a modern functional hardware refresh of the 1983 Atari 800 XL. Could we see, much like Commodore C64 Ultimate, an FPGA version of the 800 XL, re-release, keyboard, the whole shooting match? That could be interesting. I cover a lot of Commodore. I do love Atari. They were kind of my first. As a matter of fact, I was telling the lovely accountant, I don't have an Atari shirt for this. I need an Atari shirt. But then I remembered I have one thing that has Atari, and that's my Moss 6502 shirt that I got at Vintage Computer Festival Midwest. So there's my, there it is, my homage to the Atari 2600. So I do love Atari. So it'll be interesting to see. We don't know where in development this is. If they're just now doing a trademark, we're probably talking a year or more, unless they've had something brewing and they're just now trying to get it. I'm curious why they need the trademark. Did the 800 XL trademark get moved somewhere? I would have thought that they would have still owned that maybe when whoever owns new Atari. I need to do some research on them. So very interesting article. Take a look at that. But I think there's a lot of excitement around that too. And a new Atari, that could be really interesting for sure. And let those Atari folks who are drooling over our C64 Ultimates get a little excitement in their retro careers too. So, all right, so let's go ahead and move that one out. The other one is a couple of new handhelds. As a matter of fact, I just shared a handheld. But Ayanio, I think is how you say it, have apparently leaked, and I'm not sure. These are pretty popular. I do not own any of these. It is the Game Boy shape and the Game Boy size, which typically I'm not a fan of, but these seem to be pretty impressive little units. If you have interest in handheld units, there's a lot of excitement about these because, again, they tend to be a little better quality than some of the garbage that's out there. It remains to be seen whether, this is going to be good. A lot of people, this is like 4.5 stars online, but they're typically recognized as like the go-to for handhelds. So for retro. So if you're interested in that one is available. Again, link in the video description if you want to go take a look at that. And then this one's kind of cool. As a matter of fact, it's so cool that we're going to give it a shot. I don't know if it'll work. This is a new game, Tony Montezuma's Gold, a fantastic homebrew, has surprising release on the Atari 2600. The reason it's surprising is it's pretty it's not complicated. It's a pretty advanced game for 6502. It's been available on some other systems. C64, I believe, has been available on, but they were able to port it. And one of the things we might try today is, if we have time, is we might give that a shot and see if it works. Let me go ahead and pull up so you can get just a little bit of what the gameplay looks like. I'll go ahead and fast forward. And it's pretty impressive for an Atari 2600, as you can see right there. So again, if we get lucky enough and everything goes well, I do have the demo downloaded. So we might take a look at it and see if we can get it working on the Unocart Plus. That would be interesting. And that'd be a good use of that device, right? Being able to use new homebrews on it. Because I'm not sure. Let me go back to that. I'm not sure if that's available in cartridge form. Let's see. Yep, you can get it as a cartridge. So there you go, right there. That would be where I'd kind of like to do that. Might have to look into that. So, and then the last thing that we have for today is talking about the Unocart Plus. Well, they just released a new firmware for the Unocart Plus for the 2600 Plus and the 7800 Plus. And folks, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the stock Atari Unocart as it came in the box. We'll play around with it. Then we're going to try and update it live. I've already downloaded the firmware. That could put a halt on the live stream just like that. Well, worst case scenario, we'll play a game or two, so we can do that. And, but that was released and we are going to see about updating that. But the other thing is, in this article, what you'll notice, I think I skipped the lead on this, there's also an update to the Atari 2600 and 7800 Plus. Now, I'm not going to update that live because, unfortunately, that requires, and I have no earthly idea why it requires this, but you have to have a Windows device to update the firmware for these two devices. I have a Windows somewhere. I think it's over there in a box somewhere. I just don't use Windows. It's just not my thing. I'm either Mac or Linux. Or Commodore, right? That's all I use. So in order to get these guys updated, you've got to plug it in and load some software in your computer. I don't know why it's not the simple firmware thing. You dump to an SD card, you load it, and it's done. But it's not, unfortunately. So we are going to be playing around with these with older firmware. Looks like the firmware maybe doesn't do a whole lot. Includes a much simpler firmware update process. Okay, but it sounds like you got to go through the old firmware update process first to get to the better experience. Increases game compatibility for homebrew games. Uh-oh, that doesn't bode well for our game that we're thinking about playing today. Paddle support fixes, high score support for NTSC PAL, and other minor fixes. So those, folks, are the news items. Let me go back into chat and see what you guys are thinking about these things right here. And oh, it looks like Xander popped in. Hey, Xander, how you doing? Good to have you here. And thank you for the super chat. Xander got the super chat rolling for us too. So if you're so inclined, want to support the channel, super chats are a great way to do that. So thank you, Xander. Very much appreciated. And welcome and good morning, New Night Eve to you as well. Hey, I got it right that time. Check it out. Looks like Alex is here. Where's Alex? Somebody said, hello, Alex. Where's Alex? I'm not seeing Alex in here. Never mind. I know which. Okay, gotcha. I'm tracking now. Let the Atari demo begin. Be great. Just came home. Well, good there. Tony's got Dora the Explorer parents. Sure. Go follow your map on an adventure. I like that. I ran it in VMware and it worked. What did you run in VMware? Wait, hold on. Let me see. We can dream for more, but that is most likely the reason for the Atari 800 XL update. Oh, there it is. Yes, Evil J. Originally, Trademark probably expired. Yeah, probably that every 10 years. So it's surprisingly somebody else hasn't picked it up, more than likely. So if there's a new Atari 8-bit computer, will there be a perifractal? I like that. That's funny. All right. Pro tip, you can install one of Microsoft's own VM images in VirtualBox and pass through USB to run these. Oh, there you go. Gotcha. That's why we want to run it in VirtualBox. I see. I'm not even paying attention to what I'm even saying. So that's pretty funny. All right. Member Beetle says, here is too many more great streams like Atari demo. And unfortunately, that doesn't show up here. There's a break between the type, but that was a VIC20 member post. So thank you for that, Beals. And you can see that in chat. So thank you for that. And thank you for your 1 month membership. You've got a 1 month badge now. So speaking of that, let's just go ahead and dive into that before we get into our demo. We're making really good time today, which is good. So let me go ahead and talk about how you can support the channel. If you're out there, oh, that's not good. You don't want, hey, I never did update. That's not even the right thing. What in the world, Stephen? Let's go ahead and get rid of that. That's not what we're looking at today. We need this one right here. There we go. Now, how do you support the channel? Well, you can do that by going down below. We do have members options. Most of the folks in here who are in Discord, no, not most of the folks, all of the folks who are in Discord, no, that's not even what I want to say. All the folks in chat who are in my Discord are members. There we go. We'll get it right here in a minute. And then if you look in chat, you can see who are members because they have badges, special badges. So that's part of the membership. You get a badge. How about that? It'll tell you about how long you've been a member. And you also have access to some fun other badges that you can use during the live stream. Which is what Beatles has done, as a matter of fact. And of course, everybody has access to super chats if you want to do that. But go down there, join the channel. Hopefully you're all subscribed anyway, but go down there and join. You have all kinds of different levels, all the way from Pet to Mega 65. You can see what the rewards for those are. But if you want to get in the Discord, come in at the VIC20. And that will get you in the Discord so that you can enjoy this chat 24/7 all year round, not just when I stream. And that's worth it alone right there because there's some great guys. We got some great stuff in there. And I got to share this. I think this is funny. Some of you may not find this as funny as I do. There's a bunch of old guys in there. So we were chatting the other day and all of a sudden on one of my channels, it just went down this rabbit hole of retirement. So we even now have a retirement channel. I think, what did I call it? The Take This Job and Shove It channel or something like that. So if you are interested in learning how a bunch of retro geeks manage and get ready for retirement, there's a channel for you. But beyond that, we talk about all the, we have channels for the Commodore computers, Atari, all kinds of stuff, 3D printing, which I've got something printing over there right now. So it's just a great place where a lot of like-minded folks hang out, share ideas, tips, tricks, talk, chat, commiserate, I wouldn't say, I would not go as far as to say as it's therapy. I wouldn't trust anybody in chat for therapy. But it is therapy for me sometimes, I will say. So if you want to be a part of that, I think that's the main reason. So there you go. That's it. I'll stop there. But again, if you have interest, go down to join. You can do that there. Badges, but I wanted cookies. Oh, well, rats. I need to get you cookies then. Somehow I've got to get cookies to you. All right, now here's the part where this could just all go wrong, but we're going to hope it's not. So let's just go ahead and talk about these systems a little bit. I have them here. I also have another view over here, and most of the time you guys don't like this view, and it's a little low, but sometimes we may refer to it. But we'll come back here. Let's just talk about my obsession with Atari products, the new Atari, I guess I should say. So first of all, the Atari 2600 Plus came out, and of course, I bought it. So there it is right there. And I don't know why, because I also, and I don't have it turned on today. I usually have it turned on back here. I guess I really should have turned it on. I have a Hyperkin Retron, was it 77, I think is what they call it. And it is a very, very good emulator for Atari 2600. And it's not just an emulator. It will actually use cartridges. It is so good. I mean, if I'm going to play an Atari game, I'll choose that Retron over any of the devices I'm going to share with you today. Retron 77. Thank you, Beatles. Appreciate it. It is so good. And of course, Hyperkin has great joysticks as well. So it's a really good device. So keep that in mind. That was my first Atari 2600 retro recreation, as we say. I've actually installed over its original firmware. I've put Stella on here, so it's even more capable than it was. And it's probably ready for a Stella upgrade. If you're not familiar, Stella is the Atari 2600 emulator that's pretty standard across the board. I have it on my Mac. If I just want to run a 2600 game, you can do that. It's pretty cool. And you can install that through Brew. If you use Brew in the terminal, just Brew install Stella, and that'll put it in there for you. And it's really good. So, and to have that there. So then what happens is I come over here to these products, and this is capable of doing one thing. And that one thing is emulating the original experience of an Atari 2600 with one small exception. It has a wireless joystick. Okay. Other than that, it's the same experience. You plug a cartridge in there, you turn it on, you flip, you got your games. You don't have, if you look on the back, well, I guess the other experience is it is USB-C powered and it is HDMI. So that's nice for modern, but you don't have an SD card. There's nowhere to put an SD card in here. So you are stuck with one single cartridge at a time for that original Atari 2600 experience. It's about a 3/4 size. It looks really good. I love it. If nothing else, I like it just because I love looking at it. It reminds me of my early days. But for now, we're just going to set this aside because then they released the 7800, and the 7800 Plus is basically the same thing. It's an Atari 7800 recreations, 7800 Plus, same types of things, no SD card, right? Very similar. It's got the wireless. This controller is actually really good. It's better than the controller on the 2600, the CX, was it CX40 Plus? But this one will play 7800 games, and it will also play 2600 games. So if I'm choosing between these devices to play games, I'm almost always going to choose this one. If I just want to stare at one of them, I want to stare at this because this is what I grew up with. So there you go. I mean, I'm just trying to explain this a little bit where I'm coming from before I really start to talk about these things in detail. So bear with me. We got one more to go through. So we're going to hang on to this one. I really like this one. This one's really good. And, you know, it's got the two, but it's really good. And there's some good games for it. So for instance, here's Atari Pac-Man 7800. So, and this is the double feature Pac-Man cartridge. So we'll keep that over here because we're going to be looking at that. I'll show you some of that. And then Atari decided to capitalize on their branding and their license and their intellectual property, and they came out with the Pac-Man edition of the Atari 2600, something I absolutely, positively, 100% did not need, because this is exactly the same as the Atari 2600 Plus, but you get a fun yellow joystick, and it is wireless. And beyond that, you know, I didn't bring them over here. Hold on. well, rats. Where are they? I've hidden them. Anyway, beyond that, and you'll see them eventually, I purchased every color. Whoa, there we go. I purchased every color of joystick. There's a color for every one of these guys. So I have the yellow one, but I also have the red one, the blue one, the orange one, and the pink one, or the kind of pink. So why? I don't know. I just did. I just felt like for completeness, I needed every one of them. I can't believe I don't have those. I thought I had those sitting out. I should have brought those out. I did not. I apologize. But so as you can see, I have an Atari problem. I have an Atari addiction. So, so there's kind of the background, right? This goes over here. This is the dongle for that one. So these are ready to go. We're going to go ahead and turn this one on. And what I'm going to do is I want to show you something here. This is, I'm going to plug in an Atari 7800 into this. Okay. So we'll talk about that. Let's go ahead and fire this thing up. Shall we? Let's do this. And, well, let's go ahead and plug this in. Before we use the Unocart, we're going to do some basic stuff. I'm going to plug in the 7800. Now, what's interesting is this is on the back. You can see there's dip switches. So what you can do is and I don't even have the thing anymore. I forgot where that was. You can set your dip switches and there are different games on here. So this is the double feature. I don't have the switch with me, but we're going to try something here. We're going to see where we are with this. So we're going to plug this in and we're going to turn it on. Let's go ahead and go back over here, turn it on. I'm going to put my headphones on. And you'll see the Atari logo pop up. And then you also see here, it's asking me to pair the joystick. So we'll do that. All right, that's live. And you'll see it says it's loading game. Now it also, and there you go. So here's what's interesting. If you haven't noticed, this is the Atari 7800 Plus version of Pac-Man. This is not the Pac-Man that comes with the 2600. So the 2600 can also play 7800 games. So there you go. Just another little confusion, just some confusion about these two products. So this basically will do exactly what this will do. You can even pair up the controller, that type of thing. So it's really interesting. Sometimes, again, as I said, a little bit confusing, but let's play a little Pac-Man. Let's see how it sounds and let's go. You'll see we can make some changes here. Random mazes, no, and I'm horrible at Pac-Man. There we go. Let's just see how this goes. And the joystick is not great. I'm going to say that right now. Oh, and I'm going to miss it. Yep. Oh, there we go. So there you go. There's Pac-Man 7800 running on the Atari 2600 Plus. So the experience is, so let me go ahead and exit this. Let's see if I can. There we go. Let's reset. Let's go back to game select. There we go. But the experience on this is, again, you turn it off, pull that out, you're done. It's one at a time. So it's the original experience. I will say this. One of the things I really do like about this version, you may not have seen this. You look at the lights here. Watch what happens when I turn it off. So the lights go off. So that's really kind of cool that it has that. So that's where this guy comes in. This guy, the Atari 2600 Plus Unocart Plus, and this is a 3D printed case. This is not a professional. Well, I shouldn't say it's not a professional product. It's a product, but it's a homebrew product, right? But it has a slot for an SD card, so you can populate your SD card with bin files or A26 files, I believe is how that works. You have a little OLED screen. We'll see that in a minute. And then you have this little rocker switch to choose which image file from the SD card you want to load. And then you press, it loads that image into here. And then you flip this on and then it will load that. So you're going to get the same load experience. It's basically what you're doing is moving an image to a chip on the cart so that the cart looks like a regular cart when it's in here. So let me go ahead and pull this out. And we're going to go ahead, and I've got a couple of things on here. You can see the screws right here. So it is well made. I love the color. Thank you, Stefan, for getting the yellow. I really wanted that for this device because this is the one I use primarily. This will also work on the 7800, I believe. What I've not tested, though, and need to test is and I don't believe it does yet. I don't think it works with 7,800 carts. I need to check on that. I could be wrong. Fact check me, somebody. See if this will work with the 7,800 carts. I do not remember. But anyway, I do have an SD card formatted, FAT32, or just FAT. Is it FAT32? Yeah, it's FAT32. And I have a couple of games on here. Let's try it, see what it looks like. Let me go ahead and zoom in for you. There we go. And we're going to plug it in. Now, it should have the last cart I had selected. So we're going to turn it on and see what pops up here. Yes, it says it's got the Galaga demo. Now, I have this because I think I can give you just a little bit more. Let's do this. Oh, I didn't get the right one. I'll do it this way. Here we go, folks. There you go. So now you can see that. And you can hear the game has loaded. And it has loaded Galaga. So let's go back to that view and see what we have. And looks like it has worked, right? So, oh, it sort of worked. Look at that. So right there, let me press. Yeah, so it's not working 100%, as you can see right there. Interesting. I have not had that problem before, so we'll check that out. Let me go back to this screen here for you so you can see. We're going to go ahead and just redo this. So let me show you how this works. So I am going to press this button right here. And that loads up the Unocart interface. And then you can see the files I have. I have Asteroids, Berzerk, Combat Tank, Fall Pit is on here. And that missile command, the original Pac-Man, which we'll try, and then the Tony demo, okay? And then I have the firmware update. We're going to try that here in a minute, but we'll save that. For now, I just want to run it without the updated firmware, and then if we see some hiccups, we'll see if this firmware update actually fixes it. So we're going to go, let's do Space Invaders. So I'm going to press this. Now it says turn off the VCS, so we'll turn it off. Now it's already loaded the firmware or the bin into the ROM on here, so we're going to turn it on. And I think you get it. So I'm going to put this camera up. You get the process, and then we'll go back to here. And we'll see if it works. Now, the other thing that's, again, pretty interesting on this is it does take a while for these games to load. This is not instantaneous. The Hyperkin is like super fast at loading. All right, that looks pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and let's see if we can play the 2600 version of Space Invaders. Let's see, game select and game reset. There we go. Yeah, so that's working. That's working really well. And this is a plain 4 kilobyte ROM image. There are 8 kilobyte and there are some, I believe, 16 kilobit ROM images. We're going to try some of those. But you can see this works pretty well. Here we go. We're playing Space Invaders. And I have to admit, I always thought this was a pretty good version on the 2600. This is one of the games, kind of like the seminal game for this. This is why people were buying these. I'll play a few minutes here. You can see, yeah. I guess I need to get over here, don't I? Oh, yeah, we're dead. This joystick needs to be used. It is not really great. So, okay, so there we go. Let's do one more. I want to try some of the homebrew stuff. So let's see if we can get back here. And again, homebrews are going to be challenging probably for this device in general because it doesn't understand. Well, it shouldn't be, but anyway, they're going to be more challenging. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to choose. It's reading the SD card. We are going to choose a homebrew game. Let's do Fall Pit, which is a 2022. All right. And I'll go ahead and hit my button here. It says turn it off. We're going to come back here. We're going to turn it on. And let's see what happens. Let's see if we can play this. All right, it is loading, and I'm going to come back to chat here in a minute. If you have questions, I do have a lot more planned. Don't worry, we got a lot to do, or maybe do worry that we have a lot to do. But put your questions in chat. I'll be coming back to that here pretty soon. Okay, this is Fall Pit. This is a homebrew version of Pitfall. This is called the Maya Cave, so we're going to give this a shot and see what happens. And nothing's happening. So nothing seems to be working. Interesting. Let's try this. If I hit a game reset, nothing happens. Let's make sure, well, it looks like, let me redo something here. Let's make sure it's not, should not be anything weird like joystick 2. Let's see. Yeah, that's not right. Let's try, I did notice something. My joystick light wasn't on, which is interesting. Okay, let's try that again. There we go. So this didn't sync with the dongle here. I noticed when I was looking at it, this light didn't come on when I turned the power back on. So you got to be careful, make sure both of those are solid. All right, let's see if we can play. All right, that's working. So this homebrew is working, and this is pretty good, isn't it? Is it jump? Yep, jump works. I have not played this, so I think that's good. Oh, get out of there. Oh, but I have one left. Yep, dead. Okay, so that one works. So that's pretty good. So that is a more modern game. Let's do one more. I want to find out why that Galaga didn't work that we were trying earlier. So let's go ahead and we'll press that. Let's go back here. I will say this. This is already makes this a much better experience just because we can have all those different ROMs on a single cartridge and we don't have to keep pulling it in and out. That's pretty good. Although it loads about the same. It may actually, if you have the cartridges, this probably takes you longer to make a selection on here than it does just to pull the cartridge out and shove in a cartridge. So there's that. Let's do Galaga and we'll see if that works. And then we'll check chat and then we'll talk about what we're going to do next. So now, oh, wait, I got the wrong one. Hold on. There we go. Now we can turn it off. All right. And then I'd also kind of like to try it over there on the 7800 just to see if it works. Again, I should probably research. I need to find out if you can actually put 7800 games on here. Well, you know what? I have the instructions right here. And it does say utilizing the Unocart on the 7800. So we'll take a look at the instructions here in just a minute because we need that for the firmware upgrade. So we'll do that in just a second. Let's see. Okay, Galaga. Let's see what we have here. Here it is, Atari Age. There we go. That sounds good. Okay, player one. Let's try it. This is such a good version of Galaga. And on an Atari 2600. So that seems to be working. Yeah, it was working. Okay, now it's not working. There you go. They did port Hero to the 2600, I believe, Taro. I believe they did do that. Well, this is interesting. That does not work really well at all for Galaga. So that's why I think we need to do this. Let me go ahead and turn this off. I have some instructions here. This is, these are the instructions for the Unocart. Let me go ahead and put this over here. And it says, let's get a little information here. And then again, I'll pop into chat, but I just want to cover some things. So the development of the Unocart 26 is primarily oriented toward the 2600 plet, yet also empowers users to relish timeless 26 games on the 7800. So it looks like it does not support 7800 games, but it will support 2600 games over on the 7800 plus because basically they're the same thing. So using Unocart on an original Atari 26, this functionality is restricted and may be withdrawn to make way for 2600 plus support. So this was originally, there is one of these for an original Atari 2600. You can buy those. The Plus, though, is really designed for the Plus models, the new ones. So make sure you get the right one. Don't order an Unocart thinking it's going to work on here, and don't expect the Unocart Plus to work on an original Atari. Evidently there's limited support, but don't count on it because they want to, I think, push this for some more capabilities. So the OLED screen can display 18 character file names longer than 18 characters will scroll once before being truncated. Good to know. Not all cartridge types can be emulated, although the majority of formats will function correctly. Development is still ongoing. New firmware should add support for more games. Well, we've seen that Galaga didn't work. Let's do this. Let's update the firmware on this Unocart. Now, again, I'm not updating it on this because I need a Windows machine. I do need to get this updated at some point, but let's just see if an update to this will cause some of those issues that we had just a minute ago to go away. So how do we do that? Well, that's where we're going to have to go back over here. So here's the Unocart 2600, and the instructions, I believe, are down here. Let's see. So here you go. It says right here, using an Unocart Plus on an original. That is currently available, but again, could go away. Here's your supported ROMs. It says it supports classic 2K, 4K, 8K, 16K, 32K, 8KO plus RAM ROM, and 16K plus RAM ROM. So that's interesting. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to download. I've already downloaded the firmware. It is on the SD card here. So I've already put that on there. It does say to make sure that you don't have, they really recommend you don't have anything else on the SD card. I have some games. I'm toying with whether I want to remove those or not. We may remove those real quick just to make sure. Let's see what it says. Copy the firmware onto the micro SD card root folder, which I've done. Insert the cartridge, insert the Uno Plus cartridge into the Atari console. Hold the button to the right. Hold the button to the right. So that would be this guy right here. Hold it to the right. And then start the console. The firmware update will commence. You may release the button at this step. Once the firmware update is complete, switch off the console. You can now utilize the Unocart. Okay, that sounds pretty easy. So I think I will, just because I was reading Atari Age, and many people mentioned that if this is not empty, that it's putting evidently the cartridge in some kind of, it's looking for the file and it goes into this infinite loop and it's messing it up. So I am going to insert this now into my Mac over here. And while we're doing this, again, I've promised I'll be in chat here. We'll be back in chat in just a minute. We're going to plug that in and I'm going to remove those files. So let's see. Can I show you? I don't, well, you don't need to see that. That's not exciting stuff. All I'm doing is removing everything that's on the root directory, okay, except for the firmware. So let me do that. And let's make sure I don't get rid of the wrong one. But actually, there's quite a bit on here. So let me move that to trash. Let me do that. Okay, that goes to trash. And then here to here goes to trash. All right, so all I have on there is the Uno Plus firmware. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to eject this from my Mac. Because if anything can happen wrong on my live stream, it will. So let's not tempt fate, shall we? So I'm going to go ahead and plug this back into here. And just like all the other annoyances in my life, this is upside down. I wish it would have been really nice if it had been this way, but it is. It's upside down. So you got to put it in this way. All right. So that's in there. Now, before we update the firmware, let me check in on you guys and see what you've been chatting about. So we'll go over here. Badge. Yeah, there we go. Therapy is all in the state of mind. Discord is great therapy. I don't disagree. And you guys are such a good group in there too. And I can say that because Beatles is in there. So Evil J, you're watching this on YouTube. The cookies are in your browser. There you go. I like that. Retron77. Yep. Thanks for helping me there. I was tempted to buy one, but I used my Mister instead. You know, for the Atari 2600, I think a Mister is fine because you can buy these and use them. I didn't mention this. These come with dongles for either USB or the 8-pin DIN. So these will actually work as a USB device too, which are really good. And you can buy these separately. I did put a link to those in the video description. So if you want to use this on a Mister, that should work for you. So that's a good idea. And again, the reason I don't like Mister for computers is because I want that original keyboard. But for a gaming device like this, Mister would be perfect. So Mister, I guess I should maybe, you know, Evil J, I can't believe I'm going to say this. Maybe I was wrong about the Mister. I can't believe I'm admitting I'm wrong. I hope the lovely accountant isn't watching this, but I've always said that I would never get a Mister because the Mister just doesn't emulate computers well because of the keyboard. But for gaming, you can get pretty much recreations of most major game controllers. That could be pretty good. That's got me thinking. I don't know that I'm going to run out and buy one. I got plenty to do, that's for sure. But that actually has me thinking, please do not tell the lovely accountant that I admitted I could be wrong about something. Whenever an Atari game is not working on emulation, I love to yell, Stella, Stella. Yes, that's excellent. Excellent. It probably would work on, as a matter of fact, I know Galaga does, because it's normally, and I didn't load it here today for whatever reason, probably the one time I should have it loaded. It runs perfectly. Well, as a matter of fact, let me just do that. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna fire it up back here, so that you can see how well it actually works on regular Stella. I believe, we'll need to research this. I believe, and I'm yelling, I know. I believe the 2600 Plus uses a version of Stella. Is that right? I believe that's right. So here we go. I'm going to go to Homebrew, and I'm going to put Galaga, and there you go. And it will fire up, and there you go. And so it'll go into demo mode, or I can play. And I know I'm really far away. You can't see this, but yeah, and you can see, well, you can't see, but I actually see the little, what are they, bullets? What are they called? Whatever they're called. And it's working fine. So there you go. So it works on the Hyperkin. But again, not working with the Unocart yet, but we're going to see if we can fix that, right? All right. Let's see. Oh, did I put it on the right side? I did, yeah. Yes, that was fun. Fun fact, Stella was the name of the bicycle of one of the first Atari guys. I didn't know that. That is a fun fact. This is why I love this. The volume tube at the right side is awesome, like Star Trek. Like it. These systems are so great looking. I stare at them all day. They are. They're just from our childhood, folks. The Pac-Man cart comes with the Pac-Man Atari. Yeah, you have to flip the switches, and I had it on the 7800. So it was kind of a proof of concept thing to show you that you could play 7800 games on there too. Joe DeCoeur, one of the Atari's 2600's original creators, was the owner of the Stella bicycle. You know what? We're just you get so much information when you watch a retroCombs live stream that you wouldn't have known before, right? That is where the Stella tie-in comes from. Got you. Yes, they used the bike's name as the code name for the 2600 during development. I didn't know that. I've always wondered why the label of the cart is facing away when slotted in. Me too. I've always wondered that too. It is, but I think they fixed that on this one, didn't they? Yeah, that one was working. Let me see, plug it over here. Yeah, it's working on that one. So it is a beautiful model. Yep, matches perfectly. Yep, it does work with 7800. Are we sure? Because the instructions didn't say it did. Are you sure, Evil J? I'll come down. Maybe we've said something else. That is a very nice mini screen. It is good. It is a good looking little OLED screen. That's for sure. Found a post from December 15th that says, though it's also for the 7800, it does not play 7800 game. There we go. There's the correction I was looking for. Fall Pit, is that the game where Yoda is swinging over alligators on Dagobah? Yes, it is. How'd you know? It is not simultaneous because it is software emulation of the Atari. It needs to copy the card ROM. Yes, exactly. As we talked about a little bit earlier. It does, right. It takes a little while for all that to happen. So it's actually, burning that ROM to, hardware. You have to wait for that to happen, and then it loads it. The Star Wars reskin of Pitfall. I like that. Speaking of Star Wars, we're going to see, I have, for the full list of games today, Star Wars is one of the ones I wanted to bring over. Into the RAM. Yep. Space Invaders was done by Rick Maurer on the 2600. Yes, he did. It was very good. I heard the lag of the 26 is noticeable. It is. It is noticeable. Now I am using the wireless. I could plug in. You can also plug it in directly. I should probably do that. Probably would be better. There is a little bit of a lag. Wow. Okay. Fall Pit is actual title. Would love to see some gameplay of that. Well, maybe, well, you just did. I just showed you some of that. Okay. So, it's pretty good. I like it. Heard the same thing. Let's see. Is this like Pitfall 3? Sort of. Hey, Mr. Landfill popped in. Hey, Mr. Landfill. Good to have you here. Thanks for popping in and joining us. Very good to have you. Let's see. Almost had to swim home. Yeah, it's been that kind of weather for sure. Rain is crazy. As a matter of fact, this is a good day for a live stream because it's nothing but rainy. Now, I do get at 6 p.m. tonight, 2 hours of sun. So my running clothes are ready. I'm going for a run this afternoon. So looking forward to that. Did they ever port Hero? I believe they did. I think I mentioned that during the live stream when I was looking at it, but I believe they did do that. Galaga looks fantastic. Yes, it is very good. I thought the 2600 was one of the original Hero releases. I don't remember. Let's see what Mr. Landfill says. Hero was actually originally developed and released for the Atari 2600. It was programmed by John Van Ryzen and published by Activision. Thank you for that. Outstanding. Mr. Landfill, and all those tests my parents made me take confirms I am not crazy. TBD. I would remove the games if it's recommended, which I did. All right. And I'm sure you all are ready to get back. Yeah, Murphy's Law for sure. retroCombs, you should check out the Superstation 1 affordable mister with great features. I should. Okay, I will check it out. As a matter of fact, didn't you post that in the Discord? I think I did go look at that. Maybe. I wonder if I can get them to send me one. You guys know me, I'm cheap. I want people to send me stuff. So, well, I must not be too cheap because I bought that Stream Deck XL. Well, but that's I needed to pay for that. So you should get the Mr. Multi-System. Good recommendations here. Oh, good. Thank you for that clarification. The 2600 Plus does use Stella. Good. I own a Mr. Multi-Station, but the Superstation 1 has a ton of outputs and is only 200. You know what? Is there an Atari 2600 emulate? I'm sure there is for Android. That could be kind of cool. That'd be a cool little video. Show how you could use one of those cheap Android, not cheap, those are not necessarily cheap, but there are cheap Android boxes to do some retro gaming. And I think ETA Prime, he does a bunch of stuff like that. So maybe I can tie the two together at some point. I believe they are missiles in Galaga. I believe you're right. I just could not think of the word missiles. Thank you for that. Thank you for squaring me away. If the label of the card didn't face away when it's slotted, you'd be sitting behind the console. Kind of right. Apparently the artwork faces backwards because of how the 2600 was designed. Yes, you can make an Android box and emulation station. That is something I will need to do. Let's update some firmware, shall we, folks? Hang on a second. Apologies. That's the other thing. Since I had this other Stream Deck, I don't have my mute button, so I'll be able to have my mute button on my Super Stream Deck. Not Super Stream Deck. All right. So let's do this firmware. Let's do it. Here we go. We're going to do it. So it said, we hold this to the right. We turn it on. And it didn't say this in the instructions, but it is Sunday. So if you all would say a little prayer for retroCombs and his live stream, continuing on for the day. Not necessarily something we need to pray for, but just cross your fingers if you're so inclined. Here we go. Power on. Firmware update. It says it. Oh, it's erasing flash. I don't know if I can get this over here fast enough for you to see it or not. Let's see if I can do this. Come on, you. Oh, man, wrong one. Look at that. By the time I got it over here, update done. Turn off UVCR, then turn it back on. Hey, everybody, we're going to turn off UVCR and then turn it back on, okay? But it did work. Sorry I didn't get that soon enough. I didn't even think about that. So let me go ahead and put this back over here. Man, that was faster than I thought it was going to be. Holy smokes. Let me get this. Hold on, I got to put this back over here or we won't have it. So this goes this way. And then I've got to set this up over here. There we go. Are y'all nauseous now? I didn't realize that. There we go. And then we'll bring it up here a little bit. There we go. All right. And it says no game detected. So let's go ahead and we are going to turn off this. Now, what I'm going to do is pull my SD card. Now, we're going to drop a ton of games on here and we're going to have some fun playing games, okay, and trying them out. We're going to be testing games and seeing how it goes. Now, you may or may not enjoy the selection of titles I've chosen. If you don't, I apologize, but these are the games that I chose. Some of them I just happen to have handy. Others I just was curious, and others just have a special place in my heart. So I'm going to pull over and let me go to my folder on my desktop. And let's see, I think I can get all of these now. So, and I will tell you a little teaser, Yars Revenge is one of them. One of the greatest Atari 2600 games ever. Don't care if you agree or not. Yars Revenge, awesome. A lot of time on Yars Revenge back in the day. Also grabbed the River Raid 16K version. We're going to see if River Raid will run on this bad boy. But the first thing we need to do is check out Galaga, see if that fixed that. And then we also couldn't run the Tony demo. So we're going to see if we can do that. I think I accidentally copied over the file too for the, did I? I did not. Okay. So I'm going to eject my SD card. Trying to be very careful so I don't mess this stuff up. Go back over here. And we're going to put this back in here. Now, this will be good. Let me do, I want you to see what, this will be good because you'll get a chance to see what it looks like when you haven't loaded a cartridge. So, you know what, let me go ahead and, let me undo this again. Let me just, maybe I should just put this thing here. And let's see. I don't know if that's going to be close enough. Let's see if this is close enough for you guys to see. Yeah, I don't like that view. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hold it for you. Okay. And then we're going to turn it on. So here we go. Let me get this off of here. Stephen, here it is right here. All right. This way you'll get a chance to see what happens when it's fresh. So when you first turn it on, when you don't have a cartridge loaded. So we're going to turn this on. And you saw that it said no configuration file. It wrote that for the very first time, and now it's on there. So now I can go through here. You see Atlantis, Berzerk, Combat, Demon Attack, some of my favorite games. Fall Pit, we play, there's that Galaga, we're going to try that. Missile Command, Pac-Man, River Raid, Solaris, get my hand out of the way. Space Invaders, Star Hunter, Star Raiders, Star Strike, lots of good Star stuff. Star Voyager, Star Wars, the Tony demo, Video Pinball, which I love that too, and Yars Revenge. I think it's my last one. Now, you'll notice it went back to Asteroids. In the previous firmware, you would have to go all the way back to the left to scroll back up. This will actually rotate through so I can go back if I want and go back to Yars, which is a nice quality of life improvement. Okay, so we'll stay there on Yars. Let's go ahead and load Yars. So now we're ready to restart. So I'm going to go ahead and put this camera back so that you don't get nauseous. All right, so got that. And then I'm going to come back over here. Let me bring up my chat so I can see what's going on with you guys. And then let's go ahead and restart it. So firmware has been dumped to there. We're going to go ahead and turn it off, and then we'll turn it on, and then let's watch what happens together while I moisture my throat. Evil J, that's what I'm wondering. I'm hoping Fall Pit will work. Well, Fall Pit we got working. Remember? That one was working. Galaga was the one that was giving us problems. Okay, it's loading game. This should be Yars Revenge. And already I've noticed my joystick wireless light did not come on. I don't know if I can unplug and plug it back in, if that'll take care of it. I don't know why that's not working. That seems kind of odd. There we go. And then let's resync. There we go. So those are sunk. And there we go. There's Yars Revenge. Now this is an original title. So, oh, there we go. Yeah. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, rats. Hold on. Let's just... Whoa! I'm usually better at this. I'm having problems launching the big thing. Let me get this guy over here. Let's get him out of here. Gotta get him away from there. There we go. And then... There we go. All right, so there's Yars Revenge. So that's working. Such a classic. I agree, Beatles. It is awesome. All right, let's do this now. I'm going to go ahead and we are going to press our button, and we are going to, it's reading the SD card. We are going to load the one that wasn't working, which is Galaga, and see if it fixed it. So there's the Galaga demo right there. And we'll go ahead and press. There we go. Turn off. All right. And we're going to turn it back on, see what happens. We'll see if this fixes. I agree, Beatles. Fingers crossed for Galaga. Now, again, it still may not be the Unocart problem because I need to update the firmware on the Atari 2600 when I can find a Windows machine or set up a VM. Like I don't want to set up a VM. I don't even have a copy of Windows to set up a VM. All right, that's good so far. So far, so good. Okay, let's try it. All right, that's good. And we don't have the missiles. There are no missiles on the screen. So, and then it locked up. So for me, I'm guessing that is not the Unocart. I really don't think it's the Unocart. I think it's probably, this needs a firmware update. I will endeavor to get that done at some point because I will need to do that. So I'm going to find a Windows machine somewhere, I don't know where, and run that goofy software and go through that goofy process. But it's probably not going to run on here, but I am curious now. I do want to take this over here and see if Galaga works on this one. Okay. It shouldn't. It should be the same experience, but I'm curious. Let's do it. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. I'm going to unplug everything. We're going to move this out of the way. Actually, I need to unplug this too, don't I? All right, going to put that over here. We're going to pull this over here. I'm going to take out this. We're going to plug this in. Oh, it's already plugged in. It's on the front. That's right. Yep. We're going to plug this in here. There we go. Looks pretty good. Oh, you know what? That's even, that even sets it up higher. You guys will probably be able to read that even better. There we go. And then we need to plug in our power here and our HDMI here. All right. And we are going to try it on the Atari 7800 and see if it works. Let's go ahead and hit power. Let's come back over here. Again, it should not be a different experience, but I'm just curious. You know, curious minds want to know, right? Here we go. It's loading the game. All right. Hey, Marsum, good to have you. Marsum just popped in. Got about 30 of you. Hey, that's pretty good. Okay, so here we go. Here's the Galagon, I guess we should call it. It's not Galaga, right? It's Galagon. It's the homebrew version of Galaga that's better than... Oh, look at this. This is not doing anything. That's even worse. We can't even get the screen. Look at that. So that could be a feature of just the complication between these two devices working together. This is a little different system and this. So... Wow. I would think that everything should be exactly the same, which is really interesting. I'm going to power off for a minute. And I'm going to power back on. I want to see something here. Does this show the firmware? I want to see the firmware. Oh man, my little thing's probably in the way. What did I do with rats? Firmware 2. No, this is a little older firmware. So this is 2.0. The firmware on the 2600 Plus was 2.0 and some change. So there is a little bit of difference in the firmware too. So that's interesting. Okay, let's try it. Oh, got a little further that time. Let's see what happens now. And same experience. Yeah, no missiles. And, oh, that's wild. Look at this. Now no missiles, period. I can't shoot. Nothing's happening. So there you go. That's pretty interesting. And the game is just acting erratically because that's not the way the game should work. So there you go. We do know that I either A, need to update the firmware on these two devices, or the Unocart needs a firmware update. I wish I could really test it by upgrading the firmware. I am going to go ahead and switch back to the Pac-Man 2600 just because it looks better. So the yellow really stands out, right? So let me go ahead and put this aside for now. And let's see what else we might have struggles with. Let's see what else I can drop on the floor too. Wow. Grab that before I lose it. Okay, that's there. All right, got that one. All right, so I will plug this back in to here. This into here. All right, and we'll plug this back into here. We'll try some other games. We'll see what happens and see what our, whoops, wrong way. See what our percentage is for games that work. All right, let's turn this on. There we go. And go ahead and turn it on. And we pretty much know that we're going to get with Galaga. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to change that. It's going to try and load something, but let's go ahead and just work our way through the list. Here is Asteroids. All right, we'll start there. Turn off, turn on. Let's see if Asteroids works. That should not be a problem. While it's doing that, let me pop in the chat here, see how you guys are doing. Flying Spaghetti Monster, please let this flash be successful. That's funny. VCR, that's a title that does not make it into many conversations anymore unless you're a part of this community. Absolutely. Who said VCR? I was looking. Wonder, we talked about that. Or Galaga, as we talked about. Looks like Asteroids is going to work, which is not surprising. It's an old game, so it should really work. Let's see. I think the only difference between the 70 is the plastic mold and internal firmware. We talked about that. It should be 2.0. It is. So although there's, I believe 7800 got a firmware update too, so I need to get that done. Some kind of timing issue that affects the sprite multiplexing, maybe. That's a good guess. Are you planning to get the new Neo Geo? No, those games don't speak to me. Again, one of those things, if somebody sent it to me, I'd play with it, but it's not something I'm going to spend money on probably. Taro, tell me, what would be good games for the Neo Geo? What should I be looking at? I think it's a little too modern for me. I think some of you fail to realize that I'm a little bit older than some of you. So I'm 61. All right. So I've got a few years on a few of you. So, you know, that timeline as to what the games were and what I was playing. Neo Geo would have come out when I was in college and probably not playing as much in college. Although, you know, I had the Amiga. So yeah, it does look like a problem of the cartridge. I wonder how well Galaga works in the original Stella emulator. Well, it works really well because that's what's running it back here. And it works really well on my Mac too. So it is definitely something, and I still think it's the firmware of the Atari 2600 Plus. I'm curious if the new firmware for the 2600 Plus, 7800 Plus would even fix it. I know they keep dropping updates as certain titles keep being detected. It's interesting if Stella is the base for this though. What kinds of issues are we having? Sounds like it could have made maybe a better selection for the hardware for this thing that would have taken care of some of that. Metal Slug. I have heard of Metal Slug, Jamie, for sure. You're right. That probably would be good. Yeah, new Neo Geo looks interesting. So somebody who is, you know, that speaks to them, maybe they do that. Jamie, maybe you get a Neo Geo and stream that. All right, let's check Asteroids. I think we know it's going to play. I don't think this is a big deal. We're not going to play long. We're just checking these games to see if they're working. This one, I believe you have to do the old game select thing or game reset to get it started. Let me see if that's right. Yep, that is right. So this is old school. Yeah, this is working perfect. Oh, I love that sound. Isn't that great? That just brings back memories, man. This was a very good version for the Atari too. You know, it being originally a vector game, I played a lot of this game. I thought it was very good. And of course, you never want to get out of center because you're going to die when you do that. Oh, how'd I miss him? Oh, I thought I had him. So we know Asteroids work, so that's cool. Okay, let's check our next one. Now, you all are going to get a lot of 8-bit ASMR during this, that's for sure. So let's go ahead and change now. That was Asteroids. Let's do Atlantis. Hey, if Atlantis works, that'd be cool. I don't know if you're familiar with Atlantis. Atlantis was an Imagic game. I thought Imagic games were the bomb. I bought every one of them. They were the best, I think, making the best games for the Atari in its day. And this is a better version of Missile Command, is what I call this, if it works. So yeah, see, this is 2.0.1.4.2 for their firmware. Okay, this is Atlantis. Again, it's an original game. Shouldn't have any, but just check it out. Isn't that cool? This, I remember first loading this going, oh, this is so much better than anything Atari is producing. The colors, again, it's colorful. It's got this rainbow color. It's fabulous. And it's been a while since I played this, but I think, yeah, there we go. There we go. I really did. And what you do is if you want to fire the left one, you move the joystick to the left. If you want to fire the center one, you don't press anything. If you want to fire the right one, then you push the joystick to the right. It's just really good. Oh, I missed that one. How did I miss that guy? And the lower they get, the worse off you're going to be. Oh, there, see, that's what happens. Sounds are awesome. I mean, look at this. This is just amazing. And I'm getting ready to die. So just an awesome game, works. I can sit here and play this all day long. I really do love this game. If you have an interest or you enjoyed this game, let me know down in the comments down below. Let me go ahead and do a reset here. There we go. And let's try our next one, which is Berzerk. I hate Berzerk. I really hate this game. Never was a fan of Berzerk, but who knows? Maybe a Berzerk fan out there. Let's see. I believe it was having to do with the hash dump and title recognition. Oh, really? Maybe. Huh. I wonder, should I rename that file? You think file names may be the cause of it? Frankly, I don't really know any Neo Geo titles. This kind of was after my time too. Yep. Some of us are a little older. They always ask for the dump code on Atari Age for any title that is not. Oh, I see what you're saying, Beatles. Thank you for that. Imagic was great. I bought most of their Intellivision games too. Yes, all these games were good on Intellivision as well. I've got that remake of the Intellivision upstairs, and I love the Imagic games on it. The Neo Geo is pretty reasonably priced though, but yeah, I don't have any nostalgic connection to it either. Yeah, me either. Atlantis was also more impressive than Mattel. Yes, it was. It looks really good on Intellivision. Atlantis, one of the first video games I ever played. It is awesome, isn't it? Okay, this is Berzerk, and I hate this game, as I said, but just see if it works. And I just never really liked the controls. It's hard to play. Let's go ahead and get this guy out of here. You're done. There we go. And, you know, it's okay. And I'm sure it's challenging for some. I mean, it's challenging for me, don't get me wrong, but it's not anything I just really want to play. Yeah, see. But it is a pretty good version. So we know Berzerk works, so that's good. All right, so now we're going to go, and we're going to start getting into homebrews again. So let's go ahead and press our button. It does take a while to reread. When the more files you have on here, the slower this gets. I only had about 5 titles, and I've got about 12. I can already tell. The response time is a little. Here's combat. We're not going to play to combat because it really is, you need 2 people for that. Here's Demon Attack. Another outstanding Imagic, whatever they call them. Is it Imagic or Imagic? Somebody tell me. It's pretty reasonably priced, but yeah, I don't have a nostalgia. I already did that one. We did that one. I don't have a ton of nostalgia for Neo Geo because I didn't want to pay $100 to $200 a game. Was it that much back in the day for the games? Holy cow. Looks like a lot of it. Oh, this is, and Demon Attack. So Demon Attack was what you did if you loved Galaga and you had an Atari 2600. It is a fabulous game. Looks good, sounds good, and there's good variety in the attackers through the different levels. So let's see. Let's see if I can do anything here. I need to get rid of that. Taro's thing needs to go away. Can't see the bottom. There we go. All right. Oh, of course. And the way that they kind of hyper zoom in there, I love that too. I think that's just really unique and something we weren't seeing on Atari 2600. Come on, one more. There we go. Ugh. So this works really well. This is basically the same game. No issues there. It's as challenging as ever, and I'm dead. But really good. And I would choose a different joystick. You know what? Where's my Hyperkin? No, I'll continue to suffer with the wireless here because we're not trying to play for keeps here. We're just kind of working through this. So that was Demon Attack. Dragonfire was also good. Yes, and Demon Attack was awesome. Basically, it was Phoenix. Yes, it was. The Intellivision had a mothership. I thought the Atari version didn't have the mothership. Why am I thinking it did? You might be right. All right, so let's go to... here's Fall Pit. We tried that. It worked. Let's just try it one more time. Here. All right, we're trying Fall Pit. For those of you, looks like we got some new folks just popped in. By the way, I've got 32 viewers, but I only have 15 likes. You know, if you really want to support the channel, go down there, give me a like so people will know that you popped in for a little bit. And if you're so inclined, don't forget that super chat is still available if you're enjoying what you're seeing today. I would love for you to send a super chat and let me know you're out there and highlight. We'll be sure and highlight that for you. Swords and Serpents was so punishing. I hardly wanted to play it, though it was well done. I do have another game on here that looks really good. Let me go ahead and get this one off here. This is Fall Pit. We tried this before. Let's see if it works. Yeah, it's working. Fall Pit is good. Hey, somebody from the Netherlands just popped in. Holy cow, look at this. Domain 2000, good to have you here. And he has a person turquoise waving in the chat. If you're in the chat, you'll see that. You won't with my YOLO box, unfortunately. Although I think a support for that is coming. They're doing a lot of really cool updates for YOLO box. One of the cool things they're doing is you will be able to, in future live streams, this is a feature I saw, there's going to be a map and you'll be able to say hello from and tell where you're from, and your place will show up on a map and we can see where everybody is located who's joining the stream. That's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that. So this works. Let's get out of here. We know that works. We've already played it. We know what it looks like. So we're moving on. So let's go to another one. So let's pop in here. Hey, you guys are doing great. Thank you. We had up to 19 likes. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. It's always appreciated because, again, it just helps the channel. People know I'm out there. By the way, if you are new to the channel, like Doman is, welcome. Again, this is his first live stream with us. I do this about every other Sunday. We don't do it every Sunday. We do it about every other Sunday. And then I have other video that sometimes appears on the channel. And then also I have stuff over on my retrocombs tech channel for newer stuff. So appreciate you all being here. By the way, did y'all notice anything in the background that's new? If you've been in my live streams before, let's see who's the first one to notice something new in my background. Okay. So while I'm loading this one up, see, this is Missile Command, Pac-Man. Let's just, I don't want to use Missile Command, Pac-Man. Let's do Pac-Man. Let's play that horrible version of Pac-Man. Oh, we noticed the microphone light. You did, Evil J? When did you notice that? Yeah, it's back. I kind of like it. It lets you know that I'm talking, and you know, if that's moving and you're not hearing anything, that's an issue. Got that, of all places, IKEA for like $6. So as a matter of fact, I bought a bunch of IKEA Matter devices too. So I've been plugging those around for some switches, but yeah, I kind of like it. I think that's kind of cool. It's actually very sensitive too, as you've probably seen, but I got to clean this up. This is too distracting back here. I'm already thinking about getting that cleared up since I got the new desk and everything. So anyway, back to the Pac-Man. Oh, here's that horrible version of Pac-Man. Did anybody like this? I mean, I bought it. Oh, gosh, it's as painful as I remember. Who among us did not buy this thinking this is going to be great? Pac-Man on our 2600. That's just going to be great. And it stunk. I mean, it's basically Pac-Man. Don't get me wrong, but oh, it's so hard to control. So hard to control. I mean, you have to mash this joystick. Oh, I was wanting to go out there and get that. So we know Pac-Man works, so that's good. Let's go ahead and do the next one. We got a couple more challenging games on here. Let me tilt this up so that you can see it. I don't know if that, it's not going to help. It's just going to blur out. Let's do River Raid. This is the 16K version of River Raid. Let's see if this works. So now we're really going to kind of push it here. So let's go ahead and click that. Oh, what happened? There it is. There we go. Now, here we go. Turn off and back on. Let's try River Raid. That game broke my heart. It took the Atari 5200. Yes, yes. The Atari 5200 version is pretty good. The 7800 version is really good. Nobody liked this. But we played it in lieu of anything better. We did. Did anybody try Zaxxon? I'm just curious. Did anybody try Zaxxon on the Atari 2600? It was horrendous. Oh my gosh, it was so bad. And I was so excited about Zaxxon, but it was so bad. I should pull that on here sometime. We should play that. Hit that. It's fun. Yes. Thank you, Beatles. If you hit that, it is fun. We're up to 20. 31 of you watching got 20 though. We noticed the microphone light. Nobody liked the, oh wait, we talked about that. Hold on. Best Pac-Man ever. You are deluded, Beatles. Deluded. That is for sure. Right. If you wanted to play Pac-Man at home, you get what you get for sure, Jamie. Oh, thank you so much. We have a super chat. Thank you so much. Just checking to see if super chat is still working. Oobly. It is working. Thank you for testing the super chat for me and running that through. If anybody else would like to test it to make sure it's working, or if you just want to test that, join the memberships down below. Make sure you do that too. All right. Because that's something that you can do to support the channel. Zaxxon for the 2600 made me throw up in my mouth a little bit. Hey, your business value. I'm sorry, I should have called you out. This is, I believe, your first live stream. Thank you for joining. Great to have you here. Yes, absolutely. As someone who loved Zaxxon, I mean, I was typically always the highest score in my hometown for Zaxxon. I love that game. And then excited when I heard it was released, excited when I saw it, excited to buy it, excited to take it home, excited to plug it in. And that's where the excitement ended. I should really pull it out sometime and play it again and show that to you guys. But anyway, in lieu of that, River Raid was the place to go, right? And this is the 16K version. So let's take a look and see how it looks. Looks like, let's do it. Okay. Here. Oh, what do we have to do? Game select? Nope, that's game select. Okay, game reset. There we go. I love River Raid. Who didn't love River Raid? And remember, you can slow down for the fuel by pulling back on the joystick, if you didn't remember that. Oh, I'm going to die. This thing is, I gotta get a real joystick. And obviously, you got to keep your fuel going. You got to make sure you don't hit the edges, don't hit the stuff in front of you. And when things start firing back, you got to make sure that you don't get hit. And things start moving at other levels, and I really should not be destroying that fuel. I really need that fuel right now. There we go. There we go. Let's get this one. Oh, too far over. So there's River Raid. It works well. It works well. It's the River Raid I remember. So I think it is broke. Mr. Landfill, thank you so much for the super chat. That was awesome. And I love when you do super chats because you all always have these fun little quips. And I think you're right, Mr. Landfill. I think it is broken. I think more people need to fix it. How about that? Oh, there is. There's always ET. We should do some ET at some point, right? Stuart's got to get out of here. Of course, he's got to leave a little bit earlier. So catch up later. Good to have you here, Stuart. Thank you so much. Randy, hey, thanks for joining us. Randy Wage. I believe this is your first time joining one of my live streams. Thank you for that. That version of Pac-Man was painful to play. And yes, Zaxxon is terrible too. Confirmed both ways to Sunday. Zaxxon high score contest at the party next weekend. Oh, do we have a, Jamie, do we have a Zaxxon machine there? And I need the real joy. I need that real yoke control that they had. That thing was awesome. That's the other thing I really liked about it. 8-bit version was also very nice. Doman, which one? The 8-bit version of which, Zaxxon? Which one are we talking about? By the way, there's a new version of Zaxxon for the 2600. We talked about that during the last live stream in the news. So it looks pretty cool. Fun fact, River Raid was programmed by Carol Shaw. She also did 3D tic-tac-toe and video checkers. Evil J doing his fact checking for it. So there you go. Appreciate that. That's awesome. All right, we need another game. Let's do another one here. We are going to, oh yes, there you go. Stefan, thank you so much. Stefan fixed it. Stefan, you didn't need to do that. You didn't need to fix it because if it weren't for you, for those who popped in late, Stefan's the one who purchased this for me and sent it over to the channel, which again is another great way to support the channel. But thank you for that super chat. I really appreciate it, Stefan. Good to know that it is working. So, before long, we'll have enough money. Maybe I can get one of those Misters or, yeah, probably not the Neo Geo, but maybe I can get a Mister. Maybe, what was it, the Super One? Yeah, is that right? So maybe that. Next weekend is VCF SW, where a lot of us will be. Good thing I'm not live streaming next weekend. So that's perfect. I'll be off cycle. So that'll be perfect. So you guys have fun. And then I also told people who are going to VCF SW Southwest to make sure that they post pictures in our Discord. We do have a VCF Discord channel as well where people can share pictures. So I'm hopeful that some retroCombians will get a little meetup there. I can't be there this year. Eventually I'm going to make it to Southwest. It will happen eventually, but so I'm looking forward to pictures from all of you. Let's see. The Atari 2600 was a great piece of kit with a few hiccups along the way. Looking at you, Pac-Man. Absolutely. Yes, he does. He does rock for sure, as do all my retroCombians, but especially today, Stefan gets the Super Rocker Award. All right, let's see. Let's go ahead, and we had River Raid. Let's do a couple more. How are we doing on time? Let me pull up my little thing. Oh, we're doing pretty well. Let's go ahead and pull up. I guess I could go backwards now. It could probably be faster to go backwards than it is forward at this point. River Raid, and then Solaris. This is one I recently came across. I don't know if you all have seen this. This is a very impressive Atari 2600 game. Again, it's not one that I had, but I saw it recently. Oh, Cosmic Arc. Yes, Cosmic Arc is a very good one, and one I should have put on here. That's another Imagic game. That's really good. I'm planning on going to Chicago this year. Yes, I am planning on Chicago too. I already have my hotel room, so that should be good. I hope to go to VCF MW one day, maybe after retirement. Oh, come on, Evil Jay. Come join us, man. We'll have a good time. Oh, already did that one. All right, so this is Solaris. So let me go ahead and turn this off, back on. I want you to see this. Anybody familiar with Solaris? Put that in chat. Let me know. But it is one that I saw and I thought, wow, that looks really good. I never played it though. Admittedly, never played it. I loaded it, but I didn't even play it. I just saw the screens and I thought, that looks fun. So this will definitely be my reaction to playing Solaris. So this is 1986. This would be really late in the life of an Atari 2600, right? So we're starting to get into really pushing the boundaries of a game and even into Homebrew. That does look pretty good. Yeah. All right, let's press the button. Oh, got fuel. I don't know what to do. Let's see. Oh, I just pressed the button and got started. Looks like we're just going to shoot some stuff. Can I slow down? Oh, what was that? Oh, I hit a hole. Oh, now I'm out here. Oh, wow. Looks like you've got like a scanner thing. Let's go here and see if we can take out this guy. Oh, wow, this is good. There he is. Let's see if we can get him. Yeah, again, I had not played Solaris, but this is good, guys. This is hot. I like this. Wow. This is, oh, so got like the Cylon base star there. Let's see, come over here. I forgot about my radar. I got to remember you do have a radar. And then you can jump around. Let's see if we can, let's go here. I don't know what just happened. Wow. There they are. This is, wow. Again, I love the variety. There's some really great variety in this. The controls are really good, even for this joystick. Music's good. You hear that little homage to Close Encounters of the Third Kind. What is this down here? Let's see. Can I go here? Let's see what this is. Really amazed at the variety. Oh, wow. Look at this. Oh, missed him. So I guess planet fall here. So we're on a planet. I'm playing more of this one than I did the other ones. Did you notice? I'll stop because I think I could play this one forever. That is really good. Highly recommend this, folks. If you've not played this, grab this one. I think I want to find instructions so that I can play this properly. This is really, really good. Cannot believe, I guess again, because it's 86, this is way past my Atari 2600 radar. Never would have even, this would never have crossed my mind. That is really good. Okay, that's Solaris. Let's go ahead and we got a couple of star ones here to do. So let me go ahead and pull those up. And I'm going to go backwards here. And we played Yars. There's video pinball. Let's go ahead and do the Tony demo. Let's see if it works. Remember, it didn't load the last time. Let's see if it loads now. Okay. So this is a brand new game just released. This is the demo. Excuse me, folks, for just a minute. This is the demo. And what I want to do is see if it actually works. So let me go ahead and let's turn it off, turn it back on. Let's see what happens. I'll take a look here. Impressive for that system. I think so too. That's a brilliant looking game for the try. I think it is awesome. Again, just super surprised by that one. Wasn't prepared. I saw the, as I said, I loaded it, but I didn't play it. And the gameplay on that is really good. Let's see. We talked about that. Taz, Kangaroo, and Frostbite are some of my those are good recommendations. I'll have to check those out. Looks good. You're way better than most 2600 games. Absolutely. Solid shooter. I'm just amazed at that one. Got away from me. Okay, so here's Tony Montezuma's Gold. So we're gonna press the button and see if we can play. Okay, level 1. It went back to the main screen. So something is not working. Let me try a game reset. Nothing there. Game select. Okay, so for this one, it's loading the main screen and then the level screen, but it's not loading the demo. Now, admittedly, I did just download the demo, not the full game, but still, you would think that that would run even better than the full game. So unfortunately, Tony Montezuma's Gold is a no-go. All right. So let's go ahead and try another one here. We've got a couple more, and then we'll start to wind it down for today, folks. Rip Tony Montezuma. There you go. Let's go back to, let's do the Star Wars Death Star Battle. That one is pretty sophisticated. This is probably, it's okay. I'm trying to remember. Is this the one? You know what? I think maybe I downloaded the wrong Star Wars game now that I think about it. We'll see what we get. Let's see what this is. All right, loading game. Would you like to play a game? All right. Oh yeah, this is the one I don't like. This one's hard, and I think you have to, at some point you have a chance to actually get up to the Death Star, I think. Oh man, I'm horrible at this game, but it is working, and this is a pretty intense game, and really actually in its own right is a pretty well done game for the Atari 2600. And the sound's really okay. Now, if it goes away, so you have to, the force field has to be away, and then you have to, then I could go up in there, but the force field's there, so can I get, there we go, got up there. And then we can go to a different level here. So there you go. At least we got to a different level for you, so you can see that and see that that one works. All right, let's do one or two more. I think I have Star Wars. Let's do, here's Star Voyager. This one is supposed to be pretty good too. This is not one that was on my radar, but I thought I would check it out with all of you. All right. Again, the one thing I do like is on the screen, you know, you always know what game you're playing because it says right there, which is nice. Loading game. This is Star Voyager. Yeah, this is another Imagic game. See, I don't think I had this one. But this is a lot like Solaris that we just played. But really, in its own right, really good. Got a little radar. Actually, I think Solaris might be a little bit better, which I'm surprised I'm saying that because I have such a love for Imagic games, or Imagic, however they call it. I'm not doing very well on this either. And I don't remember what the variety is on this. Is it just this over and over? Do you finally get... But Solaris, you could jump to other areas, which is just fine. So pretty good, though. I mean, graphics, sound are really good on this game. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do another one. I'm just wondering what the 2600 Plus is actually... Wondering what is actually capable. Yeah, I know exactly where I am. It seems the 2600 Plus is more than capable of handling standard releases, but all of the homebrew tiles would seem to have troubles. But again, as you saw at the very beginning, if you weren't with us, we did go through, and the firmware did say that it fixed compatibility with games. So again, I need to get this updated. Let's hold off, you know, a little reserve. Let's hold off a little criticism just because I've not updated this. So hopefully at some point, maybe I'll report back. Let's do one more game. And this one I want to do is Star Raiders. There we go. A lot of star stuff, as I mentioned. Ah, there it is. I think that's it. There you go. Okay. All right. I don't think it's the Unocart at all. I've put full blame on the 2600 Plus camp. I think that's where we are too. But again, it could be a combination of things. I mean, we are using a system that is designed to bypass a limitation of another system. And whenever you do that, there's always the opportunity that things aren't going to work together. This is Star Raiders. I believe this is not going to work, period, because Star Raiders, didn't it require the, and I have them. Star Raiders, yeah, I do. Hold on. Hold that thought. I had forgotten, folks, during Vintage Computer Festival Midwest, I found these. These are the actual controllers for the Star Raiders game. So I guess I should be able to plug those into here and we should be able to play. Let's shoot. Let's give it a shot. It's Sunday. I don't have anywhere to be. Weather's still bad. Let's see if it works. This is the first time I've actually broken these out. So, wow. And this is in pretty good shape. So here's the cartridge itself right here. But again, we're playing it through here. You know, worst case scenario, if it didn't work, I think it's going to work though. Here is the actual cartridge so that you can see that right there. The nice thing is I also have a set of instructions. Look at that. So hate that that's kind of ripped right there, but maybe I'll fix that. So let's just do this so we'll know what we're playing. And then here is the video touchpad. So let's test. Let's see if the video touchpad is going to work with this system. All right, here we go. And it has, as you can see, the 4-view, the galaxy map, the hyperwarp, the computer on off, and the shields. All right, we're going to plug this in and see if it works. This is amazing, folks. Bonus Life Computers had this. I'm going to turn this off and plug this in. And I got it for, I think it was not much. I think it was maybe $6 or $7, something like that. No, I take it back. I think it was 20. I think I paid 20. Yeah. Now that I think about it, I think it was 20. Okay. So now we've got this controller. We got this. We got this. I can't imagine. Let's see. Let's see this hodgepodge and see if it works. All right. Here we go. Now, I do not remember how to play this. I always wanted it because I never had Star Raiders with the little control. Always wanted that. So I think that's why I bought this at Vintage Computer Festival Midwest. All right. So let's go ahead and I'm not sure what the controls are. If I hit game reset, there we go. All right. So galaxy map. Hey, it works. Hey, that worked. So this is working right here. So if I go back to my 4-view, you can see that works. There's our galaxy map right here. I can move over to here. Let's go ahead and hyperwarp. Well, I thought it would hyperwarp. There we go. Go back to our 4 view. Here's our computer, on and off. Here's our shields, on and off. And this is a lot of fun. Let's see if we can see what's going on. Let's get our computer here. Oh, shoot. I think we just died. Well, rats. But that works. So that's really cool. Oh, man, I probably shouldn't have connected this. I can see what I would be doing. Let's go ahead and try game reset again. And let's go ahead and put our computer on here. And let's see if we can find something to shoot at. That's what it sounds like when it shoots anyway. Shields. Shields burn energy. You can see that there. So let's turn shields off. Let's go back to our map. Oh, shoot. There we go. I got something just then. Let's go to our hyper warp. Let's go to our galaxy map. And let's hyper warp. And so there you go. So this is working, guys. Not bad. Want to play more with that, that's for sure. Okay, one more. There is one more on here that I wanted to do. And I died. Here we go. So let me go one more and then we'll shut this thing down. The last one was it? Oh shoot. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I wanted to do video pinball, didn't I? There we go. Last one is one we know is going to work, but it's just always such a blast, and it is video pinball. Don't need all this stuff, that's for sure. I am so glad that this works because I want to mess around with that some more. So let's do this, and let's do a little video pinball as we wind up our chat and everything here. Yeah, Homebrew tends to be developed within one emulator and have issues that can either be the fault of inaccuracies in the emulator or on the console's emulation. There we go. There's video pinball. Huge fan of Atari games. Hey, Luis Quinonens. I'm sorry, Louis. I tried. Hey, good to have you here. Thanks for joining the live stream on this Sunday. I think this is your first time with us. Really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. We've had a blast. We're getting ready to wind up here. But if you want to go back and check on some of the games, that'll be a lot of fun. You'll enjoy that. So I just got my Atari Club t-shirt and hat, which I can't wait to wear out and about. I didn't even know they sold them. I need to look at those. Cue comedy sketch where Beatles runs into a bunch of old guys wearing ColecoVision swag and they get into a fist fight like how we were in elementary school. Yeah, no fist fights out there, guys. Yeah, there you go. I definitely remember Star Raiders. Yes, it was a good one for sure. Star Raiders is always a blast, says Beatles. And then Evil J says Star Raiders was cool, but I grew up playing Space Spartans on the Intellivision. Fun fact, it was originally going to be the, oh, was it Battlestar Galactica licensed game? Really? I need to check out Space Spartans. That sounds like that would be a blast. I never knew the 2600 had controllers other than joysticks and paddles. Star Raider setup is cool. Hey, Fred, good to have you here. Fred H. Portal. Nice to have you here. I believe this is your first live stream with us as well. So thank you for joining. Had a lot of new folks today. Really good to have you guys here. Again, just one more time for those of you who may have come in late. Don't forget, I do this about every other Sunday, usually at the same time, 2 p.m. Eastern time. Sometimes I get off track because work and all these other things, but we do try and do that. And we just always do something fun like this. I guess I should tell you, my next live stream, already have kind of planned. I'm actually looking forward to it, guys. We are going to take a look at the Mega 65 again, and we're going to look at some of the new cores. There are some amazing new cores that are out there, and we want to take a look at that, and we'll be looking at some software. So that's going to be a fun one if you want to see what's happening in the Mega 65 community, but that is next on tap. It will take me 2 weeks to get ready for that, but that is going to be a fun one. By the way, the guys over at the Mega 65 have also asked if I would be interested in doing a new intro video for them. So we're kind of working on that. Hopefully we'll get started working on that pretty soon too. We haven't started. We've just kind of been in the discussions. So I'm looking forward to working on that. So I'll get the chance to get the Mega 65 stuff back in. Gosh, just what a great time to be a retro computing and gaming enthusiast, huh? It's so good. Let's play a little pinball, shall we? All right. And then, yeah, this works. That was horrible. Lewis says he grew up playing Atari games, as did I. 70, when did we pick ours up? 70, maybe 80, 1980, I guess, was the first time we had ours. Man, this is not going well for me today, is it? It was 79 or 80. I'm trying to remember, but we were one of the first. We went to Sears. We got the Sears version, and I really loved it. We played basketball till we broke these things. We were cutthroat basketball players. And, you know, it wasn't really a great game, but it was a fun game. And I played a lot of this too. The only problem with this one is it's very limited. This is it. This is the table you get, but it is fun. It simulated pinball nicely. And it's one of the first pinball games, video pinball games I'd ever played. So this one has a special spot in my heart as well. So we'll let me play out here. There we go. So, all right, guys, that is it. I hope that you have enjoyed this. Let me check on chat, see if there's anything else. All those Coleco punks and all their hoity-toity Coleco stuff. I know, right? You know, the majority of us, we can only afford Atari 2600s, but they're out there buying their Coleco stuff. I already did that one. Sorry. Let's see. I believe Solaris started as a movie tie-in with The Last Starfighter. Hey, KT Tech Gamer, good to have you here. KT, this is your first live stream with us too, I believe. Was it Solaris that was The Last Starfighter? I know we talked about that in another live stream, but maybe that was for the Commodore 64, I was thinking. But it does have that kind of look, doesn't it? That was pretty cool, for sure. Thank you for this. Brightened up my, well, Randy, I'm so glad I could brighten up your Sundays. One of the things I love to do, this brightens up my Sundays too. We'll have to find your Discord. I have to let you know, Randy, just to let you know, you have to become a member to join the Discord. You can search for it, but you won't find it. I know a lot of people say, hey, can I just join your Discord? You can if you support. So you'll have to go down below, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunate. It's unfortunate that you have to, but if you go down below and join at the Commodore VIC 20 level, then you can join the Discord. So, again, that's just kind of the what we've done. And I really enjoy that because what that has done is limited the people that are in there to folks who want to be there and contribute. And it's really been good. So, just saying that, Randy, not to discourage you, but to encourage you. Would love to have you there. The chat that you see here just happens all the time, all day. It's such a great group of guys. And I say guys, because I think my daughter is the only female in there right now. So, but it is a great group of guys and you would enjoy it. I guarantee it. I think that's why people join, is just for the Discord, not for this stuff that I do, honestly. So, but I appreciate it. But again, glad it brightened your day. Remember when Sears had so much selling power, they could make Atari and Mattel rebrand their systems? Yes, I know. Amazing, right? Yes, be safe, everyone, especially those of you that are dealing with a lot of rain right now and flooding in the Midwest. When Sears dropped off the S&P 500, my chemical company replaced them. Is that right? That's amazing. Great stream, retroCombs. Thank you for that. Take care. Absolutely. Peace out, man. This was a fun stream. Look forward to the next. Oh, good. Look forward to having you for the Mega 65 one. That'd be great. Thanks. It was nice. I've read the book Solaris at school. Oh yeah, that's right. It was a sci-fi and didn't, what's his name who played Batman? Didn't he do a version of a Solaris as well? And it was really, I think we all fell asleep. What was his name? Who's the other Batman guy? I can't remember. There's an original one too in the 70s too. But they remade it. Okay. Thanks, Randy, for understanding. I had a lot of fun. I was never an Atari guy, but I learned a lot today. So did I, because of all of you. And again, let me just thank Stefan Eilers once again for providing this to the channel. And I even said, hey, I'll take care of shipping to get that across the pond. He was kind enough to even take care of shipping. So thank you so much for that. And I'm sure we'll see this again at some point. I'm kind of curious to watch the upgrades and see how this works. I joined for the articles. Thank you for that. Good deal. Enjoyed it. Take care, folks. And then I think I saw the movie. All right, guys. That is it. I had a blast. Hopefully you did too. And I will see you in a couple of weeks. I will stay in chat for just a few more minutes and let that chat go so that you guys can say your final goodbyes to everybody. If you have any last minute questions, I'll be there. And again, if not, I'll see those of you who are members in the Discord. The rest of you, I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Again, make sure that you go down below, like, subscribe, do that thumbs up for me so people will know. This will stay online. For those of you who don't know, when the live stream ends, I leave these online so people can go back and watch them. So if you miss something, you can go back and watch that. The other thing I will do in 24 hours, I will go back and I will have chapter markers put in there. So you'll be able to jump to all those fun areas. Maybe there's something you want to go back to. So, I think that's it. That is it for me. retroCombs out. See you guys in 2 weeks and see the rest of you in the Discord. Really enjoyed it. This was a fun one. Now, if I can figure out how to turn everything back on and off. Here we go. There we go. There's that. And then I need to do this right here.